welcome back to Curio Yarns podcast. This is episode 29. So I am coming to you from Exeter in England. My name is Elly and you can find me everywhere as Curio Yarns. Again with the eye. Oh, I never have much luck on camera with my eyes. Now I'm recording today with a new setup. Well, basically, for Christmas, I got bought a Joby camera tripod, you know, the one with the bendable, flexible legs. So instead of you guys being on a shelf, I now have you further towards me, not resting on anything, which is fantastic. So it now means that when I get close, there's less shadow when I want to show you things. Because the way I have my lights set up, I've got one on each side, and the camera normally sits behind. So I'm hoping there'll be less shadow this week. So, before I get into everything else, I really should do some sort of spiel, which I've never really done before. This Curio Yarns is a knitting, spinning, crocheting, sewing, hand dyeing podcast. Hi, if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode. I have got quite a bit to show you today. Heads up, the sewing bit I'm not doing this week purely because although I am sewing something, it's partway through. I'm sewing the Q dress by Nina Lee. But I decided at the last minute I wanted to add a lace band around the bottom. So I've had to unpick the seams and stuff. But yeah. So let's get on with it. So today I'm going to start with crochet because I have a very big piece of crochet on my lap and I'm going to get tickled in the eye again. I'm going to hold it up and show you. So this is the blanket that I crocheted for Neve for Christmas. I had to roll back, sorry. It's huge. So this is folded in four. And it's still really, really big. See, 4 layers. Oh, there you go, folded and folded. Yeah, this beast weighs an absolute ton. Now, the ends on one end aren't woven in because I didn't know, A, if I'd made it long enough for her bed, and B, if she wanted me to put a border on it. So I will be able to weave those in now because it fits. She loves it. She actually sleeps under it. Yeah, it's fantastic. So I used Karen Simply Soft in 2 blues, robin's egg and a very pale blue, and then their heathered grey to go in between. This took 2 months to do. A little bit less than 2 months. There are, I think, 286 squares, or granny squares, and they're just 3 rounds, and then obviously the grey around the edge, which I did as I was joining, because otherwise I feel there would have been too much grey in between. But yeah, she loves it, which makes me happy, because she loves blue. Blue's not my colour. But she loves it. So yes, it took 2 balls each of the 4 main colours, and then 3.5 balls of the grey. Now the balls, I think they're 170 grams, but yeah, so I've got some left over, but I'm using those remnants for other projects. So, thud. Right, other crochet. Now that I finished Neve's blanket, I went back and started doing my crochet blanket again, which I've left over there. I'm just going to wheel over and get it. Didn't take long. So mine is living in here. Now this is a long-term work in progress. So mine is going to be for a king size bed, and so let's get it a bit more organised. Right, so it is 6 rows at the moment, and then it's 18 squares across, and I am 4 squares away from finishing the 6th row. So these are all mini skeins and remnants from various things. So for example, this one here is the Rainbow Dash yarn that my friend Ginny dyed. Now, she was Penguin Soup yarns in Canada, and I bought that to knit Neve some My Little Pony socks when she was little. And then there are some in here which I dyed, some in here from friends, some which were one of the kinds that I bought in shops. But this one I made a shawl with. This was a cashmere wool cotton blend. This one, for example, is West Yorkshire Spinners in one of their cocktail range that I have some stripy socks in. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, this one here is from Jinx Yarns, and Neve, bless her, in a way got this one commissioned for me for Christmas many years ago, and that is Princess Luna. It's a self-striping. I've still got the socks, I still wear the socks. Yeah, there are lots and lots and lots in here. That one is from Sarah's Texture Crafts, from her odd socks, before she changed to Mindy Life. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of memories in here. Oh, this one's hand spun. Now, I didn't end up using the rest of it. I've still got the rest of it in the stash somewhere. So yes, so for mine, I need 256 squares. I have joined 92 squares. I have completed 173 of those squares, so I still need to make 83. But I haven't taken off these ones yet. So I made, here are the other ones so you can see. Now the yarn that I'm using to join, the black, is Yeoman Yarns, and it's just a merino fingering weight. I bought a big cone of it so I could do lots of projects with black yarns. So I have done my self-striping Nonata's House yarn, which is based on Call the Midwives. These two were the yarns that I used for Abby's hat for Christmas, which I showed in the, what I didn't put in the Vlogmas video. So the last video that's up on YouTube, the Oslo hat by WitchyKnits. Got, oh, here we go, this one. So I finished that and she absolutely loves it. And then there is this one, which is another Jinx Yarns. This is the Heartbreaker colourway, and this is what I had some scraps left from when I finished doing my Blood Moon mitts, my pattern. I'll come to that in a minute. And then finally I have this one, which I've come to remember was actually Sarah's Texture Crafts, and I bought it at the Craft for Crafters a few years ago. It's a lot pinker than it's showing, but I used some after I knit the Barley hat for Abby's niece. So yeah, I held it double for the hat, but this is single. So for my blanket I do 5 rounds of trebles, whereas with Neve's I only had to do 3. So they need to now go in here, and I can adjust that. Tally complete. I love crocheting. So Oh, speaking of which, I need to pull out, because for Vlogmas, this is going to make a clanging sound and I can't do anything about it, I apologise. I was going to be doing crochet hooks and covering them with oven baked clay and pushing them in the Vlogmas. Well, it didn't happen during Vlogmas. There was just too much else going on. But last weekend, Neve, Abby and I sat down together in the kitchen and had some play, because Neve got given some oven baked clay from Abby's parents for Christmas. So we all sat down and had a play. Now, Abby made this little bead with some of the clay that was left over. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to do something. So we did this one. So this is my set, and I just wrote in the bottoms. So this one's a 6.5, and it's all purples and pinks. And this one is a 7mm. And then we've got a 6. And a 6.5. So Abby did those ones, and then I did this one, which is 2.5. And I did this one, which instantly made me think of the thimbles. And if you don't know who the thimbles are, Google the thimbles. I think this is Baby Pom. Brilliant TV show. And this one is a 4.5. So I use this size for my granny stripe blanket. And then I did the 2, which again, thimbles, but love it. No, Neve did this one, I think. Yep. And then there's a 3.5. And finally a 5. So we had lots of fun. Now, part of the reason that I wanted to do it was because when I set up my yarn business again back in August, I was planning to do these as extras to go in the shop, because I'm not going to be able to get knitting needles to go in my Etsy shop. It's just not going to happen. And when I get my own website, I'm not entirely sure, but this is something that I thought I could have a go at. So for a first go, I don't think that is too bad. You know, with it in the bottom. But we'll see, no promises. If you're interested, send me a message and let me know, because it's something I'm looking to get into more, because it's so much fun. So, put them back in their case. Okay, crochet done. Spinning next. Now, if you can see behind me on the wheel there, I have done the first piece of that fibre is finished, and I'm now on to the second one. I was spinning every day for 15 minutes on it to try and, you know, make a dent in it, and I got somewhere. And the other spinning that I've been doing is on my Goldings spindle. This is their basic one. It's the brass ring, and the whirl is cherry and the shaft is walnut. And I'm spinning my loop, the remnant of my loop, that light as a feather. There we go, loop. It's covering the P. There we go, loop. Stephanie, who runs Loop, is really lovely. And it's really, oh, it's like gossamer. But there, I'll show you that way. There's actually too much light, isn't there? There we go. And you see the sparkles. So pretty. Ignore the red, that's just my leader. So the rest of this is the remnant from the big piece that I did. So I've got this much left. And like I said before, I'm spinning this so that I can make something small with it. Not sure what it will be yet. But I keep the spindle in the bag with it rather than outside the bag. So yeah, because that's really handy, these bags. So that is my spinning. So that is that for this week for those two things. On to knitting. Now, I have got 8 projects I can't show you. Partly because the Blood Moon mitts I'm not going to show you yet, because I will be releasing those, because I was going to release them on Christmas Day, because they were a Christmas present for Kira, but I decided to hold off because there's no Blood Moon this year. So those will be an extra at some point. I'm not sure when. I mean, today is Wolf Moon, and I will insert a clip of it here. I just had to show you a little bit of the Wolf Moon. Isn't that beautiful? So that you can all see. Oh, it's beautiful. It's sort of a really rich, I can see it out the window right now, a really rich, creamy, looks sort of like clotted cream, custard powder sort of colour, if you're not, if you don't know what clotted cream is. It's beautiful. So I have got one pattern coming out every month, on the last day of the month, not the last day of the month, sorry, the second Sunday of the month, every month. I've got something else coming out at the end of every month, for each of the months of this year. So I've got 12, I can't do 12, so 12 mitten type glove patterns, fingerless mitts, some with, some without, some with flaps, but they're all based on the moons that we're going to be having this year, the full moons. Some are really special, like the Wolf Moon this evening, it's absolutely stunning. Some are more simple and basic. One of them, I will show you the yarn, is this one. And they've all got different sizes. They go from child through to adults large. So exciting stuff. And then I've got 3 jumper patterns that I'm working on, a shawl pattern, and some socks and some hats. I have been so busy since I last recorded, you guys. It's almost like Christmas came and my mind blew up, and I kept thinking to myself, there's all these patterns that I've been writing on and off for years. I mean, I posted a teaser about it on Instagram and Facebook. I've got so many that either need to just be slightly edited, on the computer for the layout, or I need to knit another sample for new photographs and update them. Some of them just need to go out to test knitters. I need a horde of test knitters, please. If you're interested in knitting something for me, let me know. Be it a jumper, a hat, gloves, socks, please message me. Either leave a comment down below with your Instagram handle so that I can message you there. Contact me on Ravelry. I'm Curio Yarns everywhere. Facebook, anywhere. Please message me if you're willing to do a test knit. I have some things currently being test knit, but I need a lot more test knitters. Pretty please. So yes. Anyway, so the knitting that I can show you is my personal knitting. And I have four projects. Oh, rewinding to crochet. I did finish this UFO toy for Abby, and when you pull the cow down, it plays the UFO, the X-Files theme tune. But it's currently tied on the curtain pole, and Abby isn't here to take it down. So I will endeavour to do a little film of it at some point in daylight, and then insert it into next week's podcast. So as I grab that bag, I will show you what's in it. I cast on the Callan Mai by Kristen Lehrer, who's also Wool & Vine. Isn't that a beautiful cowl? Now, I was desperate to cast this on, but I just had so much else on before Christmas, I couldn't. I was, no, concentrate. So, I'm using high sharps in a 4mm, and I'm using, both the yarns I'm using are Showpool. I'm just getting all the bits out of the bag. And I dropped a label. I have to pick that up. No, I can't reach. There we go. That's because I'm so short. Right, so the first one I'm using is Showpool Zowl Ball in the Brombirin. Purple. Bramble? I don't know. But this is my first colour. So it's a singles. And then the second one I'm using is again a Showpool wool, and it's their merino lace. And the colourway, I don't know. Oh, Cardinal. Father Cardinal. There we go. So this one is this beauty. So it's, this one's 20% mohair, 57% Shura wool merino, superwash merino. No, 23% polyamide, 20% mohair, 57% wool. There we go. So this is 400 meters per 50 grams, so it is a lace weight. And this one is 75% virgin wool, 25% nylon, and it's 420 meters. So this is a light, almost light fingering weight, and this is lace weight. But because it's mohair, see, mohair, it knits up thicker. So I'm using those held together. I'm not far. I'm 9 rows in. So this is what it looks like so far. If I show you the correct side. There we go. And oh, it's so pretty. And I love the fact it's got this sort of pink throughout. Little bits of pink. Very Kristen, very me. So yeah, I am doing this slowly. I have got my Batty stitch marker. It's actually a progress keeper, but I put it on a UFO marker so I could use it as my beginning of round marker because I love it. And I'm using my clam with a pearl on it, progress keeper, that I will be putting on. Now I'm showing you the start. So yes, this Callan Mai, I can't wait. These are the beads I'm using. Not that you can really see, but they're sort of a pinkish colour, very subtle, almost sort of rose colour. So against all these, they will look fantastic. I'll show you more when it's further on, if that makes sense. So yeah, let me just pop all that back in this bag because it's a brilliant little project bag for things. Dum-dee-dum. So yeah, Callan Mai by Kristen Lehrer. You've all heard of Kristen Lehrer. If you watch me, you watch her. And also, I was determined to cast it on because I recently found, or she found me, and I was like, oh my god, there's another one of us. WitchyKnits podcast, and her name's Shai, or Shai, and she lives in Sweden, and she has a podcast, and I absolutely love it. I watched her Vlogmas, and then I went back and started from episode 1, and over the last sort of 3 weeks I have watched all of them, and she has another one come out now, right now, I will link to her podcast in the down below bit, so you can go and watch it. She's an absolute sweetheart, and she has knit one as well, and I didn't realise until the podcast. And she was actually one of the test knitters for Kristen, and I was like, oh, two of my favourite people in the world know each other. Oh dear. Right, anyway, moving on. Next project, living in my I Love a Good Fingering bag from the Knitting Goddess, I cast on myself some socks. Now, I am part way through doing the heel. I'm doing an afterthought heel. It's about a quarter of the way through. And again, this is the same yarn that I did the baby hat and the square. So it's pinks, a hint of lilac and sparkly, because oh, sparkles. And there's actually a couple of hints of bluish sort of colour in it, maybe sort of periwinkle. Ever so pretty. And on this side they're a bit more pop. So I love it. So after Christmas I was like, I need some selfish knitting. And why not? You know. So yeah, that's one pair of socks, because there's another one which I completely forgot to show you in the entirety of December, because I barely worked on them, and then suddenly I worked on them a lot, and I was like, I haven't shown these on the podcast yet. So, using this yarn, and I have the tag in here. Now this is my needle nook that I got from Slip Stitch Studio when I did their Downton Abbey collection. This is Opal and the Claude Monet. It's the Blue and Iris in Monet's Garden. So let's focus. There we go. Wrong way up. Claude Monet. And let me just put that back in there. I love this little one because it's got a zip to put your yarn eggs, whatever in. And I am a long way through this sock. That's it. I'm almost done with the first sock. So when my hands needed a break from crochet or whatever, and I was sat next to Abby and I couldn't work on anything else, this was brilliant. So in the evenings, in bed, perfect. Look how pretty these are. I mean, it just, yeah, it works, doesn't it? It's purples and blues and oranges and greens and everything. Absolutely stunning. So I do all my socks toe up. I'm not a fan of top down. I will knit top down. I have designed patterns top down, but I prefer toe up because it's less fiddly. So yeah. So this is the top of the heel, so where I go back into the round. And I have probably got 20 rounds left and it's done. So that is my other sock project that I'm working on. And that's living in another Slip Stitch Studios bag. But it's my little cute witchy one with the pumpkins. Because I love it. Oh God, I got this bag 6 years ago. And I got the Downton Abbey set about the same time. I did a review of her products on my old podcast when I was recording as, it was either Elly's Knit Insanity or FO and Die. I can't remember. Neither of those channels exist any longer. I deleted them and all the videos and everything else, so don't try and go and find them because they're not there. I think the blog still is. I can't remember. But yeah, so because I've been recording, let's work this out, 8 years now, I just got really itchy feet, and then I didn't record for almost a year, and then I started again with a brand new channel and 0 subscribers, and I just went for it. So yes. Anyway, and then living in this, This is actually the case that Duvet came in, but it's so pretty because it's wintry and stags and leaves and snow and oh, I love it. I love stags. Is my Felix pullover. And I've not done much since I last showed you, I don't think. Or maybe I have, I'm not sure. I am now, I think I've done an inch. Looking at where my markers moved to. So I'm at the point where I'm about to separate the sleeves. Look at all those rainbow sparkles. Black and sparkles. Can't get much better than that. Oh look, you can actually see all the different colours. Isn't that pretty? So this is Cascade Hollywood in the black sparkle colourway. I am still on the first ball. I will have another jumper quantity left when I finish this, because I originally bought enough for a massive jumper. So yes. Fluff. Really tickly. So that is all the knitting I can show you today. Next week there will be another one I can show you, because on Sunday I released the first pattern for the Wolf Moon. Yay! That's what this yarn's been used for. The Wolf Moon knits. So check back on Sunday. It'll be Sunday evening, but it's Sunday. Okay, so that's all my knitting and crocheting and spinning and sewing talk. Now on to acquisitions, or rather gifts. Now, one of them is back here, so I have to lean in and get it, because I'm a clever sausage and I forgot to grab it off my, that'll be a pencil, off my shelves at the back there. So for Christmas I must have been a very good girl, because I got knitting presents. I got some of this beauty, and it is from Le Bien-Aimé. And this is in the fauna colour. So this is merino singles, and it's 366 metres. This is going to be the colour work detail in a yoke of a jumper. Because I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, it's so pretty, isn't it? So, so pretty. Now, I don't get yarn often anymore, because being a dyer, I feel a bit silly buying yarn when I can just dye it myself. But this was a real treat. So yes. So fluffy. Okay, so and then from my I won't say future mother-in-law, Abby's mum got me a diamond painting kit. You know, the crystal bits that you put on a picture and that stick on. So much fun. And then she also surprised me with some high sharp 2.5mm DPNs. I'm so excited because I zoom when I knit with high sharps. So my socks will be growing really fast. So yes, and they come with this little stitch marker didgeridoo thing. We bought the light bulb stitch markers, and then a pattern higher wave socks toe up. It's just this is one of our patterns. So yeah, but I love high. I think they're my new go-to. These and Chalgoos. Yes, and my dress keeps riding up. Only at the top. That's fine. I'm a lot closer to the camera this week, and I'm not used to it. You can't see anything that I'm wearing apart from the fact that I'm wearing stuff. But that's fine. Anyway, and then I watch the Hohi's Journal podcast. Absolutely love Hohi Locatelli. I did several test knits for her over the years, and I've sort of avidly, every time a new blog has come out or new videos come out, hair caught my eye. I'm there. And then I found out that she was releasing the bags and I couldn't justify buying it. None of them. I was like, no, I can't. You know. And then in her email, I got, there was links to where they're being sold in Europe. Abby got me one for Christmas. So, from, again, Le Bien-Aimé, without even realising it would be coming from the same place, I got the pewter bee bag from Hohi & Co. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Now it's got an adjustable strap here, so you can take it off this rivet and put it on this rivet, so you've got a hand strap. It's got these lobster turning chains, got a buff coloured strap, suede and metallic leather, and then inside it's sort of canvasy. It's got a pocket here, and then it's got a clip here to put keys or whatever on. I was a bit gobsmacked that I got it. I was like, oh my god, squeeze to the extreme. Oh, so I haven't used it yet. I have been too scared because it's been so wet here. Now, I want to use it both as a handbag and a project bag. So I will always have in here a sock project or a glove project or something small along with, you know, my phone, etc. Because I'm not heavy, I don't take a lot around with me. It's mostly a lip balm, mints, phone, wallet sort of person. So this, oh, it's a keep forever bag. Oh, I'm so happy that I got it. Shiny. I'm such a magpie. I did tell you guys I was a magpie. Well, Abby knows me very well, doesn't she? So I'll put that on the blanket to keep it safe. So yes. And then the last acquisition I've got is not yarny at all. It's more gothy and sparkly and magpie. I got myself a new phone case after Christmas in the sale. So this is from Rogan Wolf. Now you guys know I love Rogan Wolf. I've got all their cups and things. And I am going to be saving up to get a couple of their items of clothing that I absolutely love. They're just hoodies and a t-shirt. But yeah. But this went into the sale and I couldn't resist. It's a glittery phone case. It's the stag and he's got a full moon and a bat and he's stood on some skulls. And there's trees and things. There's antlers. Isn't that so cool? It's so pretty. I'm such a fan of their stuff. So that was my treat for me. Yeah, love it. So yes, that was all my acquisitions. I think I did very well this year. Very well. I love it all. So that is it for personal stuff. On to shop talk. Now, shop talk. Tomorrow I'm going to do the update on Saturday, purely because it is already 5:20. The shop update is at 8 o'clock and I haven't photographed the yarns yet. I'm a day behind with everything this week. Don't know what's going on. I haven't been able to get my head in game. So, I have got quite a bit to show you. If you're not interested, I appreciate you coming. Thank you so much. I will see you again next week on Thursday, not Friday. Bye. For those of you that hang around, thank you. I have got 3 new colourways to show you on 4 bases. I'm so excited. Okay, so the first one I have brought out is Crushed Velvet. Now I've got it as a sock set, so it's with this blackish charcoal mini skein, and this is merino nylon. So this is Crushed Velvet. So I've got some of those. And then I've also got it on my new sock yarn base. The mini skeins are all merino nylon, not the lurex. So this is merino nylon with lurex, or lurex, however you want to call it. So it's a bit like stellina, but it's actually woven in and there are no bits sticking out. I've got some myself in the stash that I've bought from elsewhere, and I was like, I need to try and dye some of that. It's beautiful. So I've got this, and then I have got it on sport weight, because I now have sport weight too, because people have asked me to do sport weight, so I've got it on sport weight. And then finally I've got some crushed velvet on mohair silk lace. It's so fluffy, so soft. Oh my god, it's so soft. And I love knitting with it, and I know you guys love knitting with it, so there we go. And it's this. So see those held together for a project? I can. Or even a contrast, doesn't matter. I love them. So that is crushed velvet, and they'll be in the shop tomorrow. Next is Truly Wicked. Now this is a darker charcoal than I used to do. I've changed suppliers, and I've changed dyes, and oh, I love it. So that's that one. So I've got a couple on merino nylon in the fingering weight. I have got a couple on sport weight. I have got some on merino mohair silk. This is the lace. And then I did a couple of sock sets as well, kind of the opposite way to the crushed velvet. So I've got Truly Wicked with Be Damned. So I've got some of these. So those are my Truly Wicked set. And now I've also got a lighter grey version called The Witcher. Now, has anyone been watching that? I watched the whole season in 2 days. Amazing. It's on Netflix. The Witcher. Phenomenal. Oh, you have to watch it. It's amazing. It's all magic-y and creatures and demons and spells and mages, and you know, oh, blew my mind. I'm going to watch it again, and I'm planning something, so hold that thought. So this is The Witcher. So a bit of pink to go with this lovely light grey. So this is a sock set Witcher, the Witcher sock set. So I've got some of those, and then I've got some on. That's just a yarn tie. I've got some on merino nylon and fingering weight. I've got some on merino nylon sport weight. And I've got some on mohair silk lace weight. Because, oh, isn't that beautiful? So pretty. Or even mix and match. Or like this, etc. I have lots to show you, and oh, I really enjoyed showing all that. There are no project bags this week, and I haven't dyed any more fibre. Fibre will be coming back next week. I've not dyed any more. There's still plenty in the shop. I just haven't got around to dyeing anymore. Just not enough hours. So I had a new fibre delivery yesterday, so I'll be dyeing that up for next Friday's update. I have got some merino. I have got darker merino, so the grey merino, and I have got some charolais going up for next week. That is it for this week's shop update. Like I said, it'll be tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So Saturday the 11th of January, 8 p.m. UK, which is 3 p.m. New York time, or East Coast. Yeah, if you've got an iPhone, you can look it up on the weather bit, what time zone we all are in. That's the only reason I know how to do it. Found me out. So, I am going to love you and leave you this week. You can find me everywhere online as Curio Yarns, so Ravelry, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I also have started off a new Curio Yarns blog for bits that I don't put in the podcast, and also show notes. Please come and join the Ravelry group, that would be fantastic. And also please like and subscribe down below, that would be fantastic. Help, the more people that like the video or subscribe to the video, the more other people find me. Or even share the video, that would be fantastic as well. Right, so I will see you all next Thursday. Have a wonderful weekend, take care and keep knitting. Bye everyone.